fucking like, what the fuck are we doing on this earth, man? Every day, most of us wake up and go to a job that we really don't fucking like, but we can't really quit because we got to get the money to pay the bills that they say is important to pay. What the fuck is the point of this life, man? We go to grocery stores and buy food that God gave us for free. Why the fuck did we pay for lights? Well, that's just the way it is. Fuck you. I'm tired of all this. That's just the way it is bullshit. This whole fucking system is garbage. America ain't nothing but a big-ass fucking plantation, man. A big-ass fucking plantation. What the fuck are we doing here? There are days I don't want to be on this earth. And I'm not saying I want to unalive myself and nothing like that. But I'm tired, man. It's like, what the fuck is the point of any of this? To work till we 60, 70 years old? Most of us ain't gonna fucking live to see 50. But we gotta work to maybe retire? Man, fuck you and all that bullshit, man. I don't give a fuck about who president, left, right, and all this dumbass shit. I'm tired of this whole fucking game, man. It's a big-ass game. It's a big-ass charade. America is a fucking plantation. I don't give a fuck what nobody got to say about it, man. This shit is exhausting. Like, I don't even want to look for another job. I'm going to walk in there. They going to ask me, why do you even want this job? Bitch, because I need some fucking money to pay the bills that they tell me is important to pay. Get the fuck out of here, man. What the fuck are we?
Alright, Shalom. I'm going to start off by giving all praises, honors, and glories unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Akakadash, double honors to the apostles, and the elders of great millstone that told me this truth that rule well. Shalom to the elect scattered through the four corners of the earth. My name is Quadash Payah, and you heard it here. You know, man loses it, man. You know, he goes off after getting tired of the rat race. You know, 9-to-5 lifestyle and playing, you know, socialite rules in the cycle of this society. You know, he says, what's the point? This whole system is garbage, and it is. You know, America, via Babylon the Great, is a major corporation, and we are enslaved in the society to that corporation, to the stores, you know, these local businesses, to corporate businesses, to whatever. It's a constant, stressful cycle, right? That Jake, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which are the biblical Israelites, we the ones going through it. You know, the rich, the middle class, they're benefiting off of the sweat of our brows, you see? And our people are getting tired of it. Especially now that they're about to lose their benefits, you know. Jobs is gonna get cut. It's only gonna get worse. But we came over here in cargo slave ships, sometimes, you know, and ended up serving our enemies. You know, because we went off as a nation. You know? Matter of fact, I'm going to open up with a scripture in the book. Let's get real quick in the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 2. It says, let me highlight it. Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. And you had a glimpse of that when King Solomon was ruling. For a while, everything was at peace. You know, it was plenteousness. You know, he had the fattest cattle, great land, precious stone, precious, you know, fruits and peacocks and just everything at peace. Right? The people rejoice. Right? But it says, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. The scriptures tell you in the book of Job 9:24 that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. They're coming up with these wicked laws unjust laws, bills and locking innocent people up, our brothers and sisters, putting them in jail, it's just, who wants to live like this? Who wants to live in this corrupt society? Why is that? Because it goes contrary to what the scriptures say. You got to work. There's even a law in the scriptures where if you labor for whoever, they're supposed to pay you, right? Before the sun sets that same day. Now you got to wait 2 weeks, a week, 2 weeks. Then they take taxes off. You could barely pay your car note, your bills, your mortgage, or whatever you have. You got Jake that got good jobs and still living in rooms, making ends meet. You got children. Maybe you under child support. She's under Section 8. These people, hey, man, And now it's only going to get harder to make so-called ends meet, People's backs is about to be against the wall real soon, And Jake is really going to get tired. And that's going to boil down to a whole new digital currency system, right? But this is slavery, man. People think they came over here to work, make good money, the land of milk and honey. No, it's not. It's an illusion, It's all breaking our people down mentally, physically. You see Jake, I don't have a car anymore. I did, but you out on the bus, you see the frustration in our people's faces. Who wants to work? The Lord created the earth for our sakes. You could get a fine for growing fruits and vegetables in your own backyard. So, showing you who the enemy is. This is the book of Ecclesiastes. Forgive me. Let's get it. Chapter 7, verse 7, it says, surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart, right? So people are oppressed. They feel it. They know they're oppressed. But, the scripture said, if we don't work, we don't eat. We know we're under the rule of the modern day Romans. The Edomites, these elites. We're the majority. So this society is only flourishing off of the labor of you Israelites, man. To hell with being like, these athletes, these, these rich MFers. You know what I'm saying? You got to sell out. But, hey, man, it's all right because this is the real labor, serving Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Kadash. That's the real labor, right? That's the real work. We're storing up our treasures in heaven as the Lord said we should. And that's having faith, into salvation, that the Lord will bless you for everything that you have lost. Look at Job. It tells you what real riches are, what Job had. He had land, he had animals, he had all of that. And those that has us in captivity shall soon go into captivity, as it tells you in Revelation 10. These are things that's written in the scriptures, what real riches is, who we under bondage under, who's oppressed, who's going through this, that, and the third. It's in the book, it's in the scriptures. What process of elimination, what people are going through this throughout the whole world, So your oppression is going to make a man mad. Who the hell want to get up 6, 7 in the morning going to slaving for whoever owns that business, you know what I mean? Getting write-ups for being 10 minutes late because shit's broken down and, You gotta feed your kids. Like this society could break you down mentally before it breaks you down physically. You know what I'm saying? If you let it, and that's why we gotta just, hey, seek the Lord while he may be found, called upon him while he's near. Because this system this monopoly system is about to be destroyed. Mark my words. You know? Let's get the book of Lamentations, chapter 5. Let's get to the point. 5. It says, our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest. Right? We labor. We're laboring. You got, it's the construction workers. You know what I'm saying? Engineer, you know what I mean? You got mechanics. You got all, people constantly, our people busting their ass for this. For pennies. Then your whole check goes to the bills, the utilities, the phone, the food, the child support, the car, boom, 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 boom. And at the end of the check, all you have left is to go right back to the plantation, right back to work. That's stressful. Why you think Jake likes to drink so much? Our people constantly drinking. They try to find ways to just celebrate something, just to get their mind off of this everyday same shit type mentality. It's like the Truman Show. You watch the movie The Truman Show with Jim Carrey. It's an everyday same thing, So why not labor for the Lord? Matter of fact, I believe that's in Hebrews. All right, hold on. No. It's one where it says, okay, Salaki, this is the book of Hebrews, chapter 4, I got it. Verse 11. Alright? It says, let us labor therefore to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief. So you got a lot of people that bust their ass, they labor, they going, you know what I mean? Paying everything off, because the scriptures say we're subjected to payments. Under our oppressors right now. You know what I'm saying? Just look at when we was under Pharaoh building the pyramids. When we under, you see movies, see slave movies. You see, a lot of people think they're free now. They think they're, at liberty in a sense of where they could do whatever they want and have no repercussions. Listen, it's about to get worse. Banks is about to collapse. People's benefits is about to collapse. Like it tells you in the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 9, verse 10. Right? Especially you women that are at ease. People are really going to feel that control that these elites are about to bring due to a way of this digital currency. The MOTB. You're not going to be able to do nothing without that. That's going to be the eye of temptation. You see what I mean? Alright, let's get the next precept. I don't have them in order. But let's get the book of Micah. Micah chapter 2, verse 10. It says, arise ye and depart. Depart, wait, what do you mean depart? Well, depart mentally from this society, like the scriptures say, come out of her, my people. A lot of people don't understand, most of our people don't understand why they're going through what they're going through. Hey, our people done effed up, worshiping other gods, disobeying the law, statutes, commandments. They might not know, but even when they heard it, they still neglect it. Oh, we're going to do this anyway. We're going to worship this anyway. We're going to commit adultery anyway. Excuse me. So, hey, The pressure is coming. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. You know, Jake think, you want to have the best this, the best that. You want to be at ease. You want to, hey, we're still under them curses, man. It says, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. This place is polluted. You know? You even have rich people that get their assets frozen right away because they're not abiding by the policy, showing you who's really in control. You know what I mean? So yeah, we in slavery still. You know, a mental slavery. It's physical. If you don't work, you won't be homeless. You know? And we in a time where a lot of people ain't gonna have enough space in their house or even have a house to bring you in or feed you and things like that. I mean, you're gonna have to trust in the Lord. Straight up. You know? That's what it's gonna all boil down to. Faith, man. Because it's the love of money that's the root of all evil. Yeah, you make a little change here and there, get your daily bread. But people start to love it so much that that's all they trust in. That's going to be their downfall. Haggai chapter 1 verse 6. It says, ye have sown much and bring in little. Like I just mentioned with the checks, you busting your ass, good job, oh, they pay this. But at the end of the day, you're looking at something else. It says, ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. Right? You might not have enough for the utility for the heat this month. You might have to sleep with your jacket on. I've done it before. You might not have enough for utilities for the water. You know what I mean? You got to get bottles of water. Like, yo, these are things that other brothers have went through, man. It's serious. Like, it sucks, but it hardens you as well if it doesn't break you, if that makes sense. Got to trust in the Lord. And these people that's so comfortable in this society, when those occurrences does come to play with them, they're going to fold. They're going to fold, But it says, ye clothe you, but there is none warm, and he that earneth wages to put into a bag with holes. Damn. You getting money, but it's like your pockets got holes. You like, yo, where my money going? It's making a comparison, You looking at your check like, damn, where all my money went, man? Now I gotta make this stretch for the end of the next pay period. And that's exhausting. Especially if you got kids, brothers with kids, you know what I mean? It's exhausting, man. Who wants to live like that? All right, real quick, let's get to the book. Let's go to Baruch, chapter 3, verse 8. It says, behold, ye are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our God. See, that's why we're going through what we're going through, subject to payments because of the iniquities of our fathers. And we are our fathers in the ancient times, being reincarnated, coming back now. You understand? Our. Who's the our? Captivity? Well, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, the 12 tribes of Israel. Scattered through the four countries, wherever you go, Cuba, Brazil. You know what I'm saying? Them curses gonna follow you, man. America. Right? You could try to flee to Africa. You could try to flee to Israel. You could try to flee wherever you want. You're still on this earth and you's an Israelite. Look, but we are yet to this day, man. We are yet this day in our captivity. And it's about to get very much more intense, you know. Salakia. Um, as a matter of fact, let's get this scripture real quick. The book of Second Ezra, because even Ezra was pleading to the Lord, like, Lord, why? The earth was created for us. Why do these people rule? You know? Salakia. Here we go. I found it. This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 56, right? Let's get to the point. It says, as for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing but be like unto spittle, the other nations, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel, meaning, the Lord cares about them so much as if a drop fell from a bucket. He don't care about that drop that falleth from that bucket. That's how the Lord feels about them. He loves us. He made the law, statutes, commandment for us. He created the earth for us. Right? But check it out. It says, and now, O Lord, behold, these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. So he's asking, Lord, you said they are nothing, but what, in other words, why are they ruling over us? Here it is. But we thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands, right? Because we went off as a nation. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? How long shall this endure? And we at the end, it's not going to endure any longer, man. We're at the end. So, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. As it tells you in Ecclesiastes 7 and 8. We're looking for a new heaven, new earth, new rulership under the Lord. When Yahushua comes back, he's going to bring the kingdom of heaven on earth as it is in heaven. Peaceful. Never having to be slaves again. Never sinning again. Never having to wake up early just to go to work. Paying taxes. Your girl ain't going to commit adultery on you. It's not going to be no more wickedness. Everything is going to be in its perfect order. The earth is going to be bigger. The fruits, the vegetables, the animals won't even attack you. Your children could lay down, your babies could lay down around lions and be at peace. We're going to be bigger. We're never going to get sick anymore. We're never going to have to pay rent. That's what we look for. To hell with this place, man. You love this place, man. You love wickedness. Straight up. And you're going to go down with this society. Let's get one more. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 65. And I felt that man's pain. It is fucking exhausting, man. It says, Deuteronomy 28:65, and among these nations shalt thou find no ease. My man wasn't at ease right there. He was stressful. Having a mental breakdown. He had to record on the phone. You talk to somebody, they might not even, oh, yeah, okay, and just walk off because they probably making 60. Like, yo, this place, man, has to go. These people that benefit off this place, they're going to feel it hard. You know what I mean? It says, and among these nations shalt thou find no ease. Look, you got other nations that come over here. They build businesses, having a flourishing off of our money, so to speak. You know what I mean? And even the heathens that's flourishing here, even they're fleeing. Go figure. It says, shalt thou find no ease, neither shalt the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord Yahweh shall give thee there a trembling heart and a failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. All right? Isaiah 55:6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near. With that, I'm going to play this again, but I'm going to say Shalom.
Hey, what the fuck are we doing on this earth, man? Every day, most of us wake up and go to a job that we really don't fucking like, but we can't really quit because we got to get the money to pay the bills that they say is important to pay. What the fuck is the point of this life, man? We go to grocery stores and buy food that God gave us for free. Why the fuck did we pay for lights? Well, that's just the way it is. Fuck you. I'm tired of all this. That's just the way it is bullshit. This whole fucking system is garbage. America ain't nothing but a big-ass fucking plantation, man. A big-ass fucking plantation. What the fuck are we doing here? There are days I don't want to be on this earth. And I'm not saying I want to unalive myself and nothing like that. But I'm tired, man. It's like, what the fuck is the point of any of this? To work till we 60, 70 years old? Most of us ain't gonna fucking live to see 50. But we gotta work to maybe retire. Man, fuck you and all that bullshit, man. I don't give a fuck about who president, left, right, and all this dumbass shit. I'm tired of this whole fucking game, man. It's a big-ass game. It's a big-ass charade. America is a fucking plantation. I don't give a fuck what nobody got to say about it, man. This shit is exhausting. Like, I don't even want to look for another job. I'm going to walk in there. They going to ask me, why do you even want this job? Bitch, because I need some fucking money to pay the bills that they tell me is important to pay. Get the fuck out of here, man.